Frank followed the line of sweating black workers pushing gravel-filled wheelbarrows over a narrow plank to build up the earthworks facing the Union Army. Frank was used to hard work, but by midday, her palms were bloody and raw. She almost tipped her wheelbarrow twice. Each time, another worker rushed over to help her. For now, all she could do was nod her thanks. But she was determined that she would find a way to repay her new friends. While digging, wheeling, and heaping up gravel, Frank studied the layout of the rebel fortifications. She counted guns and noted logs that had been painted black and set up to look like cannons from a distance. When night fell and everyone else was asleep, she took out the paper and pencil she'd hidden in her shoe and started to write what she remembered. After listing the weapons, she flipped over the paper to sketch the ramparts and mark where each gun stood. Footsteps clomped behind her, and she quickly folded the plan and stuck it back in its hiding place. The next morning, her muscles were stiff and sore, and her palms so raw she didn't see how she could manage the pickaxe. When she saw the slender boy with the friendly eyes again, this time filling buckets with water, she got an idea. "You bringin' water to the troops?" she asked the boy. "Uh-huh," he said, nodding his head. "Would you mind trading jobs with me? I got no skin left on my hands. I'll give you 30 cents if you switch with me." Frank held out some coins. The boy shook his head. "I can't use money, but I'll switch jobs, don't you worry." Frank grinned. "I'll make it up to you, I promise." Frank heaved up the heavy buckets and headed for a cluster of soldiers. As she filled canteens, she was surprised to recognize a tall, lanky peddler who came to the Union camp once a week, selling newspapers and stationery for letters home. He was busy describing the layout of the Union camp and its defenses. "Well, I'll be," Frank muttered, sloshing water on the spy's leg. "Hey, watch it there, dolt!" the fake peddler yelled. Frank lowered her head. Sorry, she said. And she really was sorry. Sorry she couldn't rush back to the Union camp right then and tell the generals what she'd learned.